I want to do this a little ethical consideration here. If you didn't know, there's two kinds of ethics. There's normative ethics and there's metaethics. Normative ethics deals with, there's three basic huge things. There's consequentialism, deontology, and virtue ethics, these three are theories which tell you how you should act or how you should move towards acting. How you should, do that, and it sort of prescribes for you a few maxims or a few practices which will help you be moral. And it's these theories prescribe the good and the right as being a certain thing usually, and they're usually impartial, and they usually prescribe a pretty good way for you to act morally. And then there's the other side. There's metaethics, which deals with the very definition and essence of morality. There's the debate between quasi-realism and realism and anti-realism, which talks about the metaphysics of morals, whether there's morality there or not. And there's things like naturalism, which figure out if there's morality, which is natural properties in the world, and then there's cognitivism, which says that can we get facts out of moral judgments, and there's also prescriptivism and motivism and all these things which talk about the actual thing of that morality is. And then also there's moral nihilism, which rejects all sorts of morality. And I guess my question here is, it's often thought that we should do metaethics first, then move to normative ethics. Figure out what the good, the right, morality, and all these things are, whether there are real moral absolute properties, whether they are natural, whether we can get facts out of them, figure out all that stuff first, and then move to normative ethics and see if we can prescribe a sort of theory for acting from the things that we've gotten from our studies in metaethics. And I guess my question to you is, do you think that, and there's also others who jump right into normative ethics, which, sort of figure out a ethical action rules, a set of rules, or a set of maxims, and then they apply that, and then they say, well, that's good, I like that, I like how that all worked out, I feel good, and whatever. Or they'll say, no, I didn't like that, and then they'll move on. So I guess what I want to think about is, do you think that we should do metaethics first? Or do you think that we should jump right into normative ethics and test the various, theories out there, and, sort of figure the metaethics side out after that? Because I think I guess my stance here is that we should not jump right into metaethics first. I don't think that we should. I don't think that we should try and figure out what all these entities of good and right and morality and all that stuff is first, or whether it's natural, whether it's cognitive, whether it's factual, whether moral judgments can be factual. I don't think that we should jump into that first. I think we should go to normative ethics first. Figure out which ones makes us feel and be the most moral, or feel like if there is such a thing, or it just results to error theory and all that stuff, or I just think that we should go to normative ethics first and figure things out from there. Because if we apply certain things immediately, then we can either we can interpret metaethical questions after that, and figure things out after we've applied some things to the actual world, the way the world is, and figure out how everything all worked out, and if things did work out, and if things turned shitty after doing certain actions and all that stuff. So I guess, what are you thinking? Do you think that we should jump right into metaethics first, or do you think that we should do normative ethics and apply things first, and then move on? So I don't know. Those are just a quick thought I wanted to see what you guys think.